Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with a very special pickup video. You notice we're facing a corner of the game room and there's something new there, so let's go and have a look. This is technically my Christmas present, so it's a little early of course, and it is a arcade cabinet. Now it is what's called an Australian generic cabinet, so they were constructed here in Australia. They're Jamma cabinets. They're actually quite a nice layout. I need to go back a little bit. They're quite solidly constructed. I mean, the people that distribute these, they've just got heaps and heaps of them in storage because they just don't have anywhere to place them anymore. There's virtually no arcades left around here at all, and even the milk bars and things like that, they're having difficulty placing the machines. So he needs the space and he's clearing a few out, so I managed to get hold of this one, and I got hold of it reasonably cheap because it has a minor issue that is perfectly fixable, but they hadn't got around to doing it. So it was either I could wait for them to fix it and pay a bit more, or I could take it as it was. So I chose to take it as it was just to save a bit of money, and otherwise it's quite working. It's a Jamma arcade cabinet, a generic, so it just has, you know, it's got its backlight and everything like that, but they're very quite tacky how they've labelled it. So I will be doing some work to jazz this up a little bit, and they just put the instructions here. It has a credits button in the middle there, players 1 and 2, and set of controls, and that's where the coin slot mechanism used to be. And you can see the coin slot return there. So all the physical bits and pieces are there, but they've taken the actual coin mechanisms out. So it's been, mainly what they have been using these machines for lately is to hire out to people for birthday parties and events and things like that. So they haven't really been used as proper coin-op machines for quite some time. So I really didn't pay much for this machine at all, and it came with the twin Cobra PCB, which itself is worth probably at least $100 in itself, and it's all fully working as far as that's concerned. It's a bit of a wiring issue. At the moment the controller here won't go up, although funnily enough it'll go, and it doesn't go right. I don't think it goes right very well. Hang on, I'll just put some credits in. So if I go player 1, so the good thing about this game, if you press player 2 you can work on the other controls, so I could be lazy and not fix it for a while, but obviously holding the camera for this. Really must get a tripod one day. But I mean, I wouldn't have been able to buy, an arcade monitor and the PCB for the price I paid for this. So shoot works. Doing this one-handed too, and it won't go right very well. It'll go right if I pull back, and it won't go up at all. So I'd say that particular wire. Otherwise all the buttons work. So if I start some credit, so if I start a second player, this one works fine. Obviously not going to be able to give a good demonstration while I'm holding it. Right, so so you just undo these 2 screws here, which obviously aren't done up properly at the moment. And then we have quite a not a bad mounting system made out of metal. It makes them quite tough. So they're quite well built, and you can see the micro switch is working here. It's quite a sloppy sort of joystick, but it actually feels quite nice when playing. So it's either going to be so up would be that way. It's either going to be something wrong with this micro switch or something wrong with the wiring here. So I just need to trace it back. It could even be, in the connectors here. So inside, I hope you can see that, we have pretty much a brand new power supply and setup. It's even got a counter for auditing and everything like that. And the whole PCB is on a slide. So if you mount your PCB on a board, you can easily change them. So what I'll do, I'll just open the front of it. Okay. Right, so here we go. Here's the insides. So it is just Jamma connector and the Twin Cobra PCB, which is actually quite a big one, is on this slide board. So, you know, I can easily mount another board on a similar size slide board and be able to change games quickly, or I can, you know, I've got plenty of room over here to mount other things. I could have a MAME PC in here and just change the cabling over. You know, otherwise, obviously it's a little bit dirty inside, but it's actually not too bad. So you've got a master on-off switch, a volume control. This is something to do with the test switch, and this is the credit counter. So I'll take it every time. Yeah, there we go. Every time we do a credit, we get a tick there. So there we go. This machine's current counter is on 43,000. Alright, so what I might do is I might have a little go at fixing the wiring, and regardless, if I don't get that done in a reasonable amount of time, I'll just set the camera up so it's on an angle so I can use both hands and do a bit of a demo of the game. And I'll give some more progress in a later video as well. Alright, I'll catch you all later. Right folks, I'm back and I got it working. So actually what was wrong was the light bulb in this one was blown, and it was the spring in it was stuck. So I've actually put some new insides in there so we get a nice, you can see it's different pressing level than the other one, and it was getting extremely hot too. And down in here, the up, I mean I replaced the micro switch as well, which I might do for the right, which started working again by itself. This wire here, oops, I should actually point at it. It was fine to the end of this Molex connector, but the plug in here was not connecting and I couldn't get it out, so I've just done a bypass for the moment. And it works fine. I may still replace the micro switch right on here because it hesitates occasionally. So once again, one-handed playing here. I really must get a tripod sometime. There we go, we have full, whoops, I'm looking through the viewfinder. We have full range of movement. I just cannot possibly play one-handed, I'm hopeless at it. Playing through the viewfinder is fun. I'll try and get a tripod at some stage so I can do a proper playthrough. Yeah, very good game. I can play this one. Little issue with the 4080 it boots up, but having some screen sync issues. I'll just cut over to a little bit of video after this section to show you where I show a couple of things and ask some questions of what I can do to adjust the sync. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Okay, just as an experiment, I've hooked up my 4080 Jamma PCB, and it does seem to be firing up. See blinking light there. Sorry, the light reverse here, but I'm not getting a stable signal. I mean, I'm getting a signal. I figured out how to flip it. It was upside down before, and I'm sort of getting a picture, but it's not stable. Now, I don't know anything about screens, so perhaps somebody could help me. Here is the board for the monitor, and it seems that there's a pot there, and there are some switches. Sorry about my shaky hands there. If somebody could give me some pointers on how I could potentially adjust it so I get a stable picture, or potentially what I'm doing wrong. And because it'd be great to be able to use this 48 in 1 board as well. Play a bit of Donkey Kong and Time Pilot and things. And we'll see how we go.